Hey YouTube family and GN subs, it's Humberto from GrayLaw TV. I'm an immigration attorney here in Los Angeles. Those of you who are new to the channel, I'm known as the good news guy. I bring good news. If you want bad news, you got to go to the other channels, all right? And what I usually do is I take a very complicated subject, break it down, make it very simple for you to understand. That's how I work. And then I have real live cases that I'm working on in my office, and I provide you with some information regarding those cases, real time, to show you processing times at USCIS, policy for waiver of final interviews. Today I'm going to talk about a real interesting law that has been on the books since 1929. You can apply for a green card by simply being physically present in the US. Let's get at it. So yeah, I know guys, sounds so good to be true, right? It's called Registry. It's the Immigration and Nationality Act at Section 249. It's been around since 1929, a long time. I want to talk about it. I want to let you know exactly what you need to qualify. We're going to go through step by step how we qualify for what's called Registry. All right, let's go through the requirements. Pretty simple, okay? Number one, you have to have been in the U.S. since 1971. You have to have continuous presence in the U.S. since that time. And you have to demonstrate that. We'll go through that. We'll go through what the requirements are. You have to be a person of good moral character. That means pretty much the same as qualifying for U.S. citizenship. And then you can't be inadmissible or removable from the United States. For example, you can't have a serious crime that you've been convicted of. You can't have committed fraud. There's certain items that make you deportable and inadmissible. Usually it's crimes, right? That's usually what happens. There are certain waivers, but again, that's a different subject matter, okay? So that's pretty much the requirements for qualifying for Registry. So you may say, Humberto, come on, man. Who's been here since 1971? All right, well, let's talk about this a little bit, because I think when we talk about immigration reform, I've been reading a lot about them changing the date from 1971 to 2005 or even 2010, because it hasn't changed in 50 years. And I've been hearing, that Congress wants a fix, right? We've been listening to all about reform, right? They don't want to pass an amnesty. Well, this is a law that exists currently, right? And if they advance the date, then that's going to cover a lot of undocumented immigrants. This way, Congress doesn't have to pass through reconciliation certain bills. It's a law that's already on the books. So yeah, this was a law that Herbert Hoover, president in 1929, put into effect. What's the purpose of the law? The purpose of the law is if you've been living here for at least 10 to 15 years and you're a person of good moral character, you haven't been convicted of a crime, you should be able to assimilate into the U.S. and obtain permanent resident status. Immigration has discretion to approve your case. What does that mean? That means basically that an officer can say, look, this person has been here. This person's a good person, hasn't, violated any laws substantially, should have a green card, and I'm going to give you a green card. So over the last 100 years, the date has been changed 3 times, okay? The last change obviously was 1971. I think there hasn't been a change because what happened is in 1986, Reagan gave us an amnesty, right? So a lot of undocumented individuals got green cards under that particular program. But now, hey, that's been 30 years ago now. It's time again. A lot of people are saying that this date is going to be updated. So let's see what happens. I think it is, all right? So how do you file this application, right? Pretty simple stuff, guys. It's an I-485 application, and then you want to prove continuous residence in the U.S. How do you do that? You prove that you've worked in the U.S., right? If you have taxes, if you file taxes, you can do a Social Security printout. You can get a letter from your employer that you've been working the whole time. If you've been a student, you can show school transcripts. Letters from your landlord where you have lived, that's usually continuous. You can get that evidence. That would be fantastic. You don't have to get everything. You just have to have one thing. For example, let's say you do have your tax transcript that goes back to the date that's indicated on Registry. That's all you really would need. I mean, I would put additional information, but you just need one indicia of evidence to show that you've continuously been in the U.S. All right, driver's license. Usually you can get a printout how long you've had your driver's licenses continuously in the United States. That's usually pretty good. How about social media, right? Dates. How about emails? Really good stuff. So if you have been in the U.S., absolutely, you can prove it. You just have to be smart. Dig in there, get the information. I mean, certainly today with the computer and Google, etc., social media, you're able to prove that you've been here. You can do that. You can provide evidence of the continuous residence in the United States. What if you have short trips out of the U.S.? Does that knock you out for the continuous residence? No. You still will qualify short trips, no problem. Just show continuity in terms of your intent that the U.S. is your home. You're golden. Hey, so I would look for the new date that's coming for registry. Keep it in mind. You'll hear about it. You'll read about it. I've put a link in the description box below on the requirements. Hey, YouTube family and GN subs, thanks so much for watching GrayLaw TV. Give me a thumbs up. Hit that notification button, that bell there, so I can notify you of good content that's coming. Courtney and I answer all of the comments. Let us know. Let us know exactly where you're listening from. When we drop live on Wednesday at 4 p.m., this is LA time, right? PST. We're looking for you. So join in. Let us know you're watching. Thanks again for watching GrayLaw TV. We'll see you soon.